Hey, what's going on? I'm AceyIRL. I got a new haircut, and this is the video. Well, I grew up playing computer games, console games, Nintendo, early PC stuff, and one of the genres that I really loved and it's been on my heart for a long time has been real-time strategy. Recently, in the past month or two, about 2 months, I've been playing StarCraft 2 again, and I have, for the longest time, boycotted StarCraft and just all Blizzard products because of the craziness that's been going on with the Blizzard and all the awful things that they've been doing with their employees and how they treated the participants. And especially, I really was upset with Blitzchung and how they were not allowing him to speak about his homeland in Taiwan. I felt that that was so awful that I just couldn't stand playing their games or giving them any money. But over that time, I've really missed playing real time strategy games, especially when I remembered how much I loved playing the original StarCraft.
Reporting for duty. Job finished. Yes, sir. Affirmative. SCV good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty. Orders received. Affirmative. Roger that. Reporting for duty.
You want a piece of me,
Job
boy?
finished.
Rock and roll.
SCV good to go, sir.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Well, it doesn't always go as planned, but that's what happens. As I was playing the campaign of StarCraft 2, and I started to play competitive again in the ranked matchmaking, I just had such a great time. And I don't consider myself to be one of the greatest players of real time strategy games.
Yep. SCV ready. What's going on?
Also, I started playing Dota 2 again with my other friend, and we have a great time just playing against the bots.
Here you go. I'm just gonna keep augmenting you, since you know how to stay alive and I don't.
Well, I have the benefit of, you know, hang on.
Yeah, so like that doesn't do anything if there's no trees around.
I
as far as
see.
I know. But one of your other abilities creates trees. I think it's the acorn one, but I don't know.
Ow, 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 ow. Now, I'm not the greatest MOBA player either, and I've typically struggled in MOBA games. But I also enjoyed Heroes of the Storm, which is another Blizzard MOBA slash RTS type thing. So I've just wondered what has happened to real time strategy games over the past decade. It seems like I barely hear about anyone playing RTS games nowadays, and I begin to wonder if the genre is even popular. I've asked some of my friends in the Discord and see what their thoughts are. And to be honest, the younger crowd, guys, some of the kids that are in high school or about to be entering into college, they didn't even know what an RTS was. So I asked them what would interest you into checking out this genre of games because I'm not sure if showing them StarCraft 2 would be wise since it's an old game. I understand that it's a big game, but still, what other options are there? A simple Google search will bring you to websites like this that talk about popular RTS games that you can play in the year 2022. And of course, Age of Empires 4 is one of the biggest RTS games that has been released, and I would love to play it. Trouble is that I just don't own it. I also have Shadow Tactics, and that was fun, but I'm not sure I would call it a RTS game. And of course, there's a few others here that I probably should check out. But again, I just haven't been marketed these, or there hasn't been a buzz amongst my friend group about checking out any of these RTS games. And I feel that they're just not getting the attention that they deserve. Maybe it's just because people are afraid of losing like I did in StarCraft. But I think that part of the way that you become a better gamer is by losing, and I'm not sure people are really keen on losing 50 times before they finally win their first match. Of course, it's not like that, but you get the idea. Also, I think RTS games in general have just changed. People are more interested in hero-based stuff like MOBAs, or the grander scale type stuff like the Europa or Stellaris or Civilization.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
You know, one of the reasons that I really love playing these games is the campaigns are just amazing. Every time I play an RTS game, they have such a great story, and I just love the characters and the different things that they say whenever you click on them.
How long was I down in the lab, Matt?
You've been gone for hours, sir. You've been in the lab all that time?
I used the Eon crystal Zeratul gave me. I'd swear it only lasted a few minutes. So vivid. Zeratul's been searching for a Zelnaga prophecy about the end of the universe. There's more. I just haven't got to it yet.
And most of all, I really love some of the custom matches that you can get into. Some of the cool things that come about from players having the ability to create their own maps, their own gameplay modes and styles, and the multiplayer aspect of it really just is always just so much fun. I know I'm not the greatest player, but I just have fun making a big army and throwing it at my opponent and seeing how they react.
I'm in a heap of trouble. Ready to raise some hell. Why not?
Ready for dust off.
Ready to raise some hell.
I think that as time goes on, we probably will see less and less of these types of games because people would rather focus on the first person aspect of being just a soldier instead of controlling an army, and I can understand that. It's a lot easier to just manage issues of your aim, your ammunition, reloading, things of that nature, and there's a lot more action in a first person shooter, whereas with an RTS game you have to wait while your base builds up, you have to manage your economy, manage your research, and things of that nature. The next step up in an RTS would be something like a 4X game, like Civilization, where you're, instead of controlling just your little army or your little base, now you're controlling the continent, and you have to manage all the features of your civilization. You know, the army, the arts, the culture, the religion, the technology of seafaring, and all these types of grand adventure, grand scope type stuff. And I really do love those games, but they're a little even further removed. I guess if you haven't played any of these types of games, you might consider them. So one of the ways I thought that I could get anyone into playing an RTS game was at least to let them try it, but how could I do that? I was thinking it would be really hard to just convince someone to install a game, let alone an RTS game. I thought there has to be some kind of web-based RTS game that people log into and play. Turns out there is. It's littlewargame.com. You should check it out. I was playing it here today, right here for you. It's really cool. It's kind of like a medieval fantasy 8-bit looking RTS. It has some good, music and a little bit of sound effects to make it sound good. And of course, you can see the little worker buddies here, and eventually I get a little bird scout, and can see all the cool little things that are going on in this map. I don't know, it doesn't have a ton of players, doesn't have a ton of support. As you can see, the player, there was about 10-15 people online, but if you get your friends together and check this out, I think you'll have a good time. You can develop different things like animals and beasts. I went the barracks route with soldiers and bows and arrows, and even a mage who could teleport. I think it was really fun. But I don't know, maybe you guys might like that, but just tell me in the comments if you had a good time playing an RTS game in your past, what your favorite things about them are, and all that jazz. So guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Please press that like button, comment below, as I said, about your favorite RTS games and where you think the history might be for RTS. And of course, subscribe to see more awesome shows like this. I really appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.